On today's episode, we talk about movies that take place in the Halloween season. Kind of.
We bring back one of our favorite segments, Would You Rather?
We talk about our own personal advice.
And our review of Rambo, Last Blood. All coming up on the Segway Podcast. Hey, welcome to the Segway.
The best thing to happen to you on a Thursday.
That's right, recording live in LeBron's backyard.
Oh my gosh, Tyler.
Yes.
It's been so long since
I've
seen you.
so long.
Oh man.
I'm in Arizona right now. When this
be.
is live and when everybody's hearing this, I am in Arizona. It is dry heat. It is warm. It's getting chilly out there in Ohio. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Send me pictures.
I'm in my uncle's pool right now where he has a waterfall that goes from the waterfall into the pool.
Doesn't this premiere on midnight?
Okay. Well, yeah. So that means it'd be 9 o'clock for me.
So you might be in the pool.
I'm probably in the pool.
That sounds nice.
How was your week been, Charlie?
So I have this older story that I meant to mention earlier.
I love old stories.
Okay. So it's not that old. I play Magic the Gathering, of course, because I'm a big fucking nerd. So I was making improvements to my deck. And I went online, and I was like, hey, Steph, I'm going to pull out $8 from the wedding fund to pay for my Magic cards. Is that okay? And she was like, $8? Really? And I was like, you spent $200 on a tiara.
A tiara?
Yeah.
Oh.
She's a princess, because it's a princess day.
Yeah, it is, and nobody can tell her different.
That's right. So I spent $8, and she was like, okay.
She wrote you a receipt, though, and it's like, you're on a payment plan, you got to pay back $2 for, the next 6 months, because there's interest.
That's fucking right.
So it ends up being $12.
It was just a funny story. She wasn't really mad about it. She just made the face like she was mad. You know how that wife stuff is.
Tell us about burning your entire body.
So I have a smoker where I, make, steaks and stuff. And I was lighting the fire. And
I was going to say, they're people too, smokers.
I was lighting the fire. And I think I put too much, fluid on it.
Yeah.
And there was, I lit it. And there was, an explosion. And it burned my left hand. It burned all the hair off my left arm. Most of the hair off my left arm. And there's still, red marks. And there's, thankfully it didn't blister, but it did callus a little bit.
It would have probably burned hair onto my arm. Dude, you know what? The fire department probably got a call and they were like, God damn it, not this guy again.
It was a big explosion. It was pretty big.
Did the fire department come?
No, of course not.
Of course. So the neighbors didn't call for that. They called for your little tiny fire.
Exactly.
They wanted to be invited and you didn't invite them. So that was what it was.
They were just sitting there for an hour just are they going to call me or what?
I have chocolate bars and marshmallows.
So last month we talked about Netflix series on Netflix. This week...
Which, can I say this?
Yeah, sure.
I love the engagement that we got on Instagram from that. So many people commented and said they love this show, or what about this show? A lot of people are like, what about this one, or what about this one, or this one should have been number one. Apparently, the Great British Baking Show.
That shit's lit.
I guess. I need to watch it if for no other reason than Noel Fielding.
If you just want to, he's not until later seasons, actually.
Oh, I'll catch up.
Honestly, it's just a good show to put on, while you're doing work, too.
Yeah.
It's just a good background show, but it's also really calming and engaging if you want to watch it, too.
If I'm doing something else, but I want to waste electricity to raise my bill, the baking show. Perfect.
I guess if you put it like that, it's not good, but...
Okay.
So anyway, sticking with the theme of the month, Halloween, we decided to do top 5 Halloween movies.
Technically top 10.
Top 10, sorry. 5 from each of us.
Yes.
And they're Halloween movies, not necessarily scary, but they're around the holiday.
Yeah, it's movies that at some point, whether it's a plot or a scene or a moment, or maybe the whole thing has to do with specifically Halloween.
Some of mine, I don't know, most of them hit Halloween.
Well, they better all hit Halloween.
At least they are around Halloween. I would watch them around Halloween at least. Tyler, why don't you go first?
Oh, okay, you doing me like that?
Yeah.
Okay, this one is from my childhood. It hits really close to home. I actually haven't watched it in a while, but it's one of those movies that when it's on TV, I'm instantly zoom. I think it came out in 93. Hocus Pocus. So good. So good. Dude, is it Thackeray or Zachary Binks?
Thackeray
Binks! Dude, the talking cat. I love him. You know, actually, funny story about this is watching that, because remember the Virgin has to light the candle.
Yeah.
I actually went to my mom and was like, "What's a Virgin?" And I could, looking back now, it's one of those '90s kids movies that still has adult moments, adult themes. Like the whole family can sit around and watch it. So I gotta spread the love. You guys are probably, I'm saying check this out, but you guys are probably all like, "Oh, we've all seen it," and that might there's probably multiple on here like that. But I'm just gonna say it. Hocus Pocus, great movie.
From watching Alex's Let's Play, I found out that it came out in like the summer and was also a flop.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Some movies are like that though. They don't do well in the box office, but then they just grow and grow and grow. Like I bet Nightmare Before Christmas did not. I mean, it probably did well in theaters, but I doubt anybody expected it to be what it became. You know what I mean?
It's got that Disney backing though.
Yeah.
It became like it became like an occult kind of classic.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yes.
All right. That was my number 5. So my first one I'm going to talk about is a Disney classic, Halloween Town.
Yes.
I love Halloween Town. I actually like 1, 2, and 3, but I'm just going to talk about number 1.
Well, do you know what years they came out? Because
I don't remember.
It was the 90s, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was in the 90s.
Or was it early 2000s?
No, it was 90s, for sure. In case you don't know the plot is basically a girl goes to like her grandmother's dimension. She's from another dimension, and they have to light a pumpkin.
There's the taxi driver. I remember him. The
Benny,
skeleton.
he's a skeleton.
Yeah.
The most what's the word? Emotional bones.
I haven't seen this movie in a long time.
Like he moves his eyes and they're bones.
Oh yes, yeah. Like when a face that normally wouldn't be emotive has emotion.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Gotcha.
Good.
Yes.
It's a good movie. I don't know. It's stupid. It's fun to watch though.
Okay, this one is old. It came out old. What is old? It came out in 2006. I guess that's not that old. But I just recently watched it, which is nuts to me. Monster House.
I almost put that on there. I was like, Tyler, we mentioned that like last week. I'm like, I know he's gonna put this on his list.
Yeah, it's probably just recency effect. You know what? Stop. This is like my trademark. Stop listening to our podcast and go give it to your kids because we're speaking directly to your children right now. I promise you there's some adult movies on here. But Monster House, the animation was really good. I actually just saw on Twitter somebody post about Monster House. And I don't know if it was like an animator or somebody, but they responded back and they were like, you know, this almost didn't leave production. Like we had to fight tooth and nail to actually get this movie out there. So thank you for, you know, liking it and everything. But it's just got that cool, like young kids, conspiracy, the adults don't believe them, they're working together, is the house alive? Steve Buscemi's in it, I love him.
Yeah, it's just a fun movie. It's really cool.
It's engaging. I didn't put Paranorman, I'm just going to say that now. I think we probably talk about that. I did not put Paranorman. Okay. I think...
I've never seen that still.
Yeah, but I think that like takes place all around Halloween. It's just it's another movie that's made for kids, but the whole family can enjoy it. So I like it.
I'm going to hit this one. This one may not have Halloween in it. Now that I think about it, let me know if I don't know. Do you know?
You haven't
Corpse
said it yet.
Bride.
The Corpse Bride. No, that one's just dreary.
Well, it was the second one on my list.
Okay.
I think it's a good Halloween movie to watch around Halloween. Maybe it's not necessarily Halloween, but it definitely falls in that. Like,
it'll fit.
Free form kind of like 31 Days of Halloween thing and the ABC Family.
We're gonna make an Instagram post about this, and it'll be on there. So if you guys don't agree, just light that up and tell Charlie's wrong, and we'll fact check him.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I say this though?
Mm-hmm.
When I saw Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, yes, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory in 2005, I saw the preview to this movie. That movie.
Oh yeah, really?
Corpse Bride, and the animation actually creeped me out.
Yeah.
Like I remember I was sitting and I'm going to see Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I'm like in that kind of a mindset. And I think I was with like a girl that I was not talking to, but talking to. So I was kind of like trying to be cool. But then this animation came up and it was so creepy. And I like remember sinking in my chair and I was like, because I would have been 13 back then. And I was just like, what am I watching? This one came out a year before I was born, 91. I'll be interested to hear if you have ever seen this. Ernest Scared Stupid. Have you ever watched any of the Ernest P. Worrells? No? Do you know what I'm talking about? Jim Varney.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I've never seen him.
Rest in peace, Jim Varney.
Rip.
He was Slinky in Toy Story, but you hated Toy Story too. So I'll give a very, very broad overview of what Ernest, like there's Ernest Goes to Jail, Ernest Saves Christmas, Ernest something goes to school, but then so it's just this dude with his dog. I think his rim shade rim.
Rim
I don't
job.
rim. Please, I gotta fact check this later. Mental note. Ernest and his dog, and he just hangs out with kids. Like if I was a parent, I'd be like,
what are you doing, man?
yeah,
Who's
I
been
think
in jail?
and in Ernest Scared Stupid, he's a garbage man. So it's like, why are all the kids hanging out with the garbage man? There's trolls. There's these trolls that come to town and they turn kids into like little wooden figurines.
Oh.
So him and all these kids, it's around Halloween time and they have to battle these trolls. It's interesting. There was one scene that I would always hide behind the couch when it came up. It was like this girl like was laying in bed and she turned and there's a troll there. It just really freaked me out. They fought him with water guns, but with milk in it. I think it was like something about a mother's love, which actually is kind of like, that's interesting that we're talking about milk then. But they would like squirt them with milk, and that was how they'd fight them. But there was like this one troll, and anyways, Ernest Scared Stupid.
Is there a scene where they got the troll like on his knees and they're just like ha 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 down on his face?
No, but he does have to kiss the troll. Spoiler alert.
Oh man. So my next movie, I think, is also like kind of like Corpse Bride. Like it's like a Disney classic. It falls like in that like 31 kind of days of Halloween. Is Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire from Disney. Do you remember that?
No.
Oh man, it's got Aunt Hilda.
Oh, from
Hilda.
Sabrina.
Yeah, she's the mom, I think.
Okay.
It's been a minute since I've seen it.
Gotcha.
But it was like this like single mom with these kids, and like she actually gets a date with the vampire, and they have to. The dad from Lizzie McGuire's in it, and he's Van Helsing.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's a kind of doofy
Did she have
movie.
to let him in?
The vampire?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like,
no, like into the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
and
did,
then
actually.
like they had to get vampires probably like they always have to get consent, right?
Absolutely. Everyone
So.
should get consent, Tyler.
Everyone should, but vampires have to. This one actually, I'll be honest, I don't have the best memory of this one. 2007 is called Trick or Treat. Like not trick or treat.
Is it like that stupid animation one?
No.
Oh, okay,
No.
Never mind.
It's
I'm done.
It's like a compilation of short stories, an anthology. There's like 5 or 6 short stories that are weaved together. Like you probably have seen the imagery of it. It's got like a little short kid with like a knapsack on his head.
Oh
like,
yeah,
that's kind of like there's like one where there's like this teacher I think that kills people and buries them in his backyard, and then that little kid with the knapsack, and then these kids like on Halloween go out and like there's these ghouls, and I don't really remember. Oh man, it's been such a long time. But let me tell you this: I love scary movies and I get scared like watching them. But this one specifically stuck with me for a while, and I don't know why. And the person I was watching with too also had this feeling where it's like, this is different than how I normally get scared. Like I actually felt like really creeped out watching this movie. And it has to do with Halloween, so I probably should rewatch it, but I'm going to still shout it out, Trick or Treat.
My next movie is Littlest Vampire? I think that's what it's called.
Does this one have to... Is there any Halloween scene in this movie?
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
I think the end is... the climax takes place on Halloween.
Okay, cool.
I believe.
Cool.
And it's about a family that moves from... They move from America to, I think, Ireland. But it might be Scotland.
Oh! I think Lassiter... Wait. Hold on.
Lassie? From Psych?
Yeah, is he...
I think he's in that.
Yeah, he's a leprechaun. Is that or no?
A leprechaun? No.
No, I'm thinking of a different movie then. Irish one. Never mind.
Oh no, it's.
I just thought of Ireland. Sorry, but Lassiter is the Irish. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead. Continue.
No, it's about this little boy. He feels all alone, and then like a vampire gets trapped in his room. A little boy vampire, of course. And become friends, and he tries to save their family. There's also a vampire hunter. It's a cute movie.
Did you ever see The Vampire's Assistant?
No.
With like PETA from Hunger Games.
No.
And I think is it John C. Reilly. They totally.
Oh,
built
is it funny?
Yeah, kind of. They built it up like there's gonna be more or like sequels, but then it never came. People must not have done
Probably
it.
flopped.
Yeah, probably. Are we already on my last one? Okay, this one is one I would bet 90% of people haven't seen. The only reason I know it exists is because, speaking of Psych, the main character, Sean Spencer, played by James Roday, actually directed this movie. It's called Gravy.
Oh, no.
Yeah. It came out in 2015. And essentially there's like this, like a restaurant. Or maybe it's just a store. Man, it's been a minute for that too. But anyways, the employees get trapped inside. and then these siblings lock them in there, and they're cannibals. So they literally like try to eat the employees, and like it just turns into like a battle for your life. But it's on Halloween, like they're dressed up, like it's a costume party type thing, and it was a going away party for one of their employees. But then other people came and they wanted to eat them up. So but it's got like Sarah Silverman in it, so it's like dark comedy.
Sure.
You know, it's not probably more comedy than scary, but it's still got the cannibal touch to it. So check that out. Gravy.
So my last one, it was an honorable mention, but because my fifth one got taken, it's not really a Halloween movie.
Dude.
Halloween movie. I did my best. It was just an honorable mention.
All right.
It was just an honorable mention.
Okay.
It's actually a movie you showed me. In college. It's Tucker and Dale versus Evil. I love that movie.
Yeah, 2010, I believe.
Yeah, it's got the dude from Firefly and so many animated movies.
Yeah. That was funny, dude. Like I was surprised how much I was cracking up during that movie.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I remember going in thinking I was going to be scared to death.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was like, "Oh man, this is really good."
Yeah. 2 honorable mentions for me, and I'm just going to mention them really, really fast. Obviously, you should have already seen this one in your life. Halloween. Michael Myers. Halloween.
Yeah.
You can't do a Halloween movie list without even mentioning it, so at least I'm mentioning it here. And another one, which anybody who's probably ever spent any time in their life watching sci-fi in the last 10 years has seen one of these movies, but Wrong Turn 5, Bloodlines. It's about cannibals in like West Virginia. Like they're all deformed, but they're cannibals.
Sure.
Yeah, I think they're trying to poke at incest with West Virginia. It's a little bit rude if you ask me. I like West Virginia. It's these college kids, and I think it's like a Halloween festive party that they were going to, where then they get trapped. And I think one of the people go in jail. And I remember it only because there's this one scene. What are those farming things called where they're huge? Harvester, and they just chop things up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they bury a dude neck deep, and then they
harvest.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's why I remember that. But yeah, I have a soft spot for those movies because they don't take themselves seriously. They're very gory, messed up, but yeah, I love stuff like that. So yeah, that is our check these out.
Yeah.
Okay, next segment. This has become a staple, and we don't really, nobody tells us anything, so I hope you guys like it. I'm gonna be honest, I love this segment.
See, I was gonna say I like it too, so that's why it's been around so often.
Yeah, I honestly, if I'm being 100% real right now, I think this is my favorite segment that we do. It's got everything you need. It's off the wall, bizarre. It's engaging. You know, we're not just talking at you. Like you have to think, you have to guess. It just has everything good.
I don't want to pick a favorite right now.
That's okay. Okay, you don't have to.
They're all my babies.
But yeah, so this is Would You Rather. So I'll break it down really quick, and then we'll get into it. Would you rather? We researched. We each have 3 stories that are a little bizarre, a little weird, a little strange. We set the scene up, or set a scene up. Offer each other 3 options of would you rather do this, this, or this. We pick, nothing happens, and we tell the story. So Charlie, take it off.
Okay, so my first story, it's a little lame.
Yeah,
we're
both gonna start lame. My first one's pretty lame too. We gotta warm up.
Kind of a lame duck. So there's a house for sale. It
Yes.
used to belong to someone that was famous, but has passed away. So whose house would you rather buy? Kurt Cobain, Heath Ledger, or Brittany Murphy?
So they all died. So
yeah, they're all ripped.
Oh man, I liked Brittany Murphy a lot, by the way.
I did too.
Probably Heath Ledger.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It is actually Kurt Cobain's house in Seattle.
Seattle?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to live in Seattle. Matt, I know you're not listening. I love you. Matt, I don't want to live in Seattle. That's it?
That's the story. That's all it was.
Okay, so Charlie, you're in New York. You told Lauren you want to be in New York, so now guess what? You are in New York. How does it feel?
It's sunny.
What?
What's wrong with me? It's sunny every day.
Every single day. And you know what? You're like, I love it so much. I want a property here. I'm going to be a landlord. So you become a landlord of a building. How does that? You're a condo. Technically, it's 2 condos.
Sure.
You're a landlord.
Okay.
But you're not getting as much money as you want to get.
I assume it's Brooklyn.
Manhattan, actually.
Oh, wow.
So, would you rather raise the rent and upgrade the apartment so that only the wealthiest people come in and you install a gold toilet? Would you rather add a level of flooring that cuts the condos in half so you add extra apartments? Or would you rather go to nearby buildings and scare away the tenants acting like a ghost?
I like the second option, B, adding the flooring. I like that a lot.
That is what they did.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
So, horizontally, get that in your head.
Right.
Hot dog, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or is that hamburger?
Hamburger.
Hamburger. So he had 2 condos. I think it was actually two landlords. They had 2 condos, and they added levels. So the average ceiling height was between 4.5 feet and 6 feet.
Mm-hmm.
They turned 2 condos into 18 micro apartments. The Department of Building Inspections did not like that.
They failed.
They got hit with a $144,750 fine. They got $1,000 fine every day that they didn't get rid of the subunits.
Oh my god!
Dude, they said that the average size was 70 square feet, and these people were paying $600.
It's a tiny house.
Dude, that's probably like
crazy.
the size of this room that we're in right now. But the good news is that the Red Cross did emergency relocate those 18 tenants, but that's still just nuts.
Gosh.
Dude. It's nuts. Hold on. I gotta flip back. That was my...
That was your worst one?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Oh, no.
My turn?
Yep.
All right. Tyler. Now we both sing in our band.
Yes.
But if you had this incredible operatic voice, that would be like, like in like opera is like, woo!
Yeah, operatic.
Yeah,
you didn't make that up right now.
But if you had that kind of talent.
Wait, I don't?
If you had that kind of talent, how would you rather use it? A, Madison Square Garden.
No.
B, a smaller location like Blossom.
Okay.
It's like an outside kind of.
Yeah.
Or C, bustling in the subway.
Subway.
Yeah?
Why not? Because that make people happy.
I mean, that's kind of nice. But this homeless woman, Emily, I don't know how to pronounce her last name. She was not exactly bustling, but she was in the subway and she started singing.
Yeah?
Yeah. And this police officer arrested her and killed her. No.
No, shit.
No. That's not what happened.
Okay.
He actually started filming this woman and she had this beautiful voice.
Operatic, one might say.
Yeah, it was, yeah. And the echoes of the subway, it just made it more intense. And it was, she has a talent.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Because this video went viral, she's now got aid. And she's
just
living...
AIDS?
No. She doesn't have AIDS.
Good.
She's got financial aid and like support.
Yes.
And
FAFSA. They gave her a FAFSA login. Oh, good for her.
But yeah, she's got a lot of help from the city.
Cool. Okay, so let's roll with that. Let's roll with the subway. So, Charlie, let's say, your landlord thing did not work out. You have a hefty fine, so you no longer can Uber places. You have to take the subway, all right?
Okay.
So you listen to the girl, you're on the subway, but then she gets off, so you fall asleep, okay?
Sure.
So you have a dream on the subway that these 2 burglars, and you can just tell by seeing them, that these guys are up to no good.
They have the ski masks on.
Yes,
okay.
Yep. They rode up on their horses and then they got on the subway. And you know that they want to steal your engagement ring because you are engaged. Because you are engaged.
Sure.
And you're wearing that ring. So you're like, okay, I got to do something with this ring. Do you eat the ring?
I knew you were going to say that.
Do you hide it in your ear or do you tuck it in your shoe? Would you rather?
I mean, they all kind of suck. I guess the shoe thing.
That would be what I would do.
Yeah.
But that's not what Jenna Evans did. Jenna Evans was on a subway, and she had a dream that these burglars were coming on the subway. Or I think she was on a train. On her train, so she eats the ring. But then she wakes up, and she's like, oh, what a crazy dream. She doesn't have her wedding. She doesn't have her engagement ring on. She ate her engagement ring, a 2.4 carat ring. So she had to go to urgent care. They put one of those cameras down her throat, found it, and they didn't end up getting it out of her intestines. She didn't pass it. Mm-hmm. The guy still wanted to marry her, and they're set for 2020 wedding.
Do they have to sell the ring to pay for the hospital bill?
I was actually imagining that hospital bill probably sucked.
They're just like, well, thanks.
He's like, we were gonna have an open bar, but bitches eating rings.
All right. So my last story.
Yes, I'm
All right.
ready for this.
All right.
Set it up. I am here. I am ready.
So you're traveling.
On a subway or a train?
Just somewhere. Let's just say to another city.
Yeah, which one? Pick one. Make it.
London.
Yes.
You went to London with Claire. You and
Perfect.
Claire decided to go to London.
Yes.
And you are, in this scenario, exceedingly wealthy.
Perfect.
And you decide to stop at an Airbnb with Claire.
Okay.
And the Airbnb you pick is roughly £9,600 or $12,000.
Say it again.
$12,000. It's $12,000 to stay
The
there.
Airbnb is $12,000?
Yes.
Damn, okay. All right.
So would you rather this establishment, for your price, let you bring in your pets so you can bring Annie?
For $12,000, damn right. She better have her own room.
You and Claire decide, and the owners decide that you're going to scam the Airbnb.
We're going to scam it.
Yeah, to get more money. So the Airbnb...
Wait, we're scamming to get money from the Airbnb?
Yeah. You're going to claim they never let you stay there.
Okay. Okay.
And then you get paid reimbursement plus expenses.
Okay.
Or C, they leave a block of gold on your pillow. Not like a big block, like the size of like a Tic Tac.
Man. I mean, I'd be cool just bringing the animals, to be honest.
So A?
Yeah.
So Ian and Denise Feltman, who are European.
Okay.
They were traveling with their two dogs
Okay.
at an Airbnb.
Yes.
And what happened to them was they made the reservation for £9,600 or $12K American.
Yes.
And the Airbnb never got back to them.
Okay.
They couldn't make the reservation. So B kind of happened.
Okay.
So Airbnb did pay them back what they lost and expenses.
That's a poorly run Airbnb if you can get a $12,000 pay and...
Yeah. It's
Damn.
They never answered them back. They never
They can come stay at my house for half that if they want. I got room.
For $6,000?
Yeah, kick Andy outside.
I think you have to like have like a super fancy place for $12,000 a night.
Dude, I got 2 bathrooms. Is one of them kind of like a closet? Yes, but
we'll send them a message, I guess.
okay. So this is okay. So let's roll with the scene. So you passed or they got out. You got your ring back, right? Your engagement ring is back, and you and Steph get married, and then you have a daughter. How wonderful! Nice. So you're like, I want to buy my daughter a present, so I might as well go to the dollar store, right? Sure. So you're looking around the dollar store items. You're like picking things out, whatever. And, you don't have a lot of money because you took that $8 out.
Right,
that's
exactly
what it is. So you see this dollar wand. It's a pink princess wand. And you're like, she'll love it. It's pink. It's a wand. She will love it. So you get home. You give it to her. You guys open it up. You think you're going to be the best dad in the world. But there is a problem with the wand. Would you rather that hidden inside the wand was a bag of cocaine?
No.
Would you rather that inside the wand there was a picture of a possessed girl cutting her wrist?
Oh my god.
Or would you rather turn the wand around and see very, very evident blood splatter across the back of the pink wand?
I mean, I wouldn't want any of these to happen. But I guess the cocaine.
Yeah? That would be the best one. Yeah. All right, let me just say this. Typically, I take these stories at face value. I figure even if they're not true, that they're entertaining. Like, there's a certain line where I'm just like, entertainment, truth. I'm willing to bend it a little bit. This story, when I saw it, I was like, I have to find whether or not this is true. And I jumped from source to source to source to source to source, and until I finally found a news outlet where this is true. This parent opened up the wand, and there was like a styrofoam foil part near the top of the wand, the pink wand. Inside, there really was a picture of like a girl that looked possessed, and she was like getting ready to cut her wrists.
Oh my gosh. So
she brings... This happened in Dayton, Ohio. 2014. She went back to the store, and what she didn't realize was that it was called an evil stick. That was the name. That was what it was. It wasn't a wand. It was called evil stick. So the owner was like, oh yeah, like until people complain, it's called an evil stick, you should pay attention to what you're getting. So people are theorizing that maybe it was a Halloween gag gift that was left over. But I actually looked it up on YouTube, and there was a YouTuber that actually went when he saw it and found one for himself. And when you press the button, there's like this maniacal laughter. It's real. I'll show you a picture, and we will post a picture because it blew my mind. But it is disturbing, dude.
I remember the story.
Yeah?
I do.
Do you know what the picture looked like? Did you see it?
No, I didn't see it, but I remember the story.
But you'll see it. You all will. That is Would You Rather.
So this segment we've done before, of course, is personal advice.
Because why wouldn't you take our advice?
I mean, we're just two guys on your phone, probably.
What did you leave Garage Talk? Because I loved that what you said.
Oh, just two guys being dudes.
Yeah.
It's
I like
fine.
That. Couple dudes being bros or something like that.
Something like that.
It's just so true. All right.
So my advice that I have today.
Yes.
I think it's pretty solid advice. It's
okay.
a little generic, but it's...
Don't kill anyone. Unless you really want to.
Unless you really have motive. No, I think it's pretty generic, but it's also, I think, really important. And it comes a little bit from my theater advice, my school advice.
Okay.
And if you find something that you like to do, whether you're talented in it or not, just do it. Just do it. 10,000 hours and you're a master,
I've heard that. You think that's true?
If you do something 10,000 hours, you're going to get it down.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
When we have 999 episodes of this, I think we'll have this down.
Okay. He won't even have to edit at that point.
Exactly.
It'll just be gold.
Uh-huh. Well, I'm not sure if the content will be the best. We'll be drained by then. But the point is, we'll have it down.
Wait a minute. If we do 4 a month... Hold on. I'm checking this. Yeah, that's like 208 years.
Yes, it wouldn't be feasible. But, actually, if we double our output, then, no, that's still like 100-something years. Never mind. But my point is, if we did it that much, we would be masters at it.
That's true. We'd probably have like 500 Instagram followers by then. It'd be nuts.
So my advice is, if you're good, if you like, not if you're good at it, if you like to do something, do it. Doesn't matter if you're good, you will get good.
My advice is to shoot for the moon, because even if you fail, you land amongst the stars.
Oh, boo!
No. So my real advice here, which is, it's getting close, but it's still applicable.
That's
and
good.
You can do it now, and you should be doing it all year long. Everyone, should be Christmas shopping all year round. And
that's really good advice.
And I will tell you why. One, I'll give you my secrets. Here are my secrets. Don't tell anybody, but here are my secrets. I have a list in my notes. I use my notes on my phone for everything, whether it's the podcast or the band or work or a grocery list, anything. I have so many notes on my phone. But year round, for as long as, well, actually, it syncs with your account. Anyways, I have a notes where it's just listed like my family members and closest friends, just their name. And as soon as I think of a Christmas idea, I put it in there. All year long, doesn't matter. This I've found to be 100% fact. If you pay attention all year long, people will tell you what they want. Like, in normal day-to-day conversations, they'll be like, man, I really wish I had that. Or I could really use this. Like, it could be April. But if somebody says, man, I freaking hate this toaster, man. It takes forever. Or like my parents at one time was just like, it takes like an hour, not really, but for the coffee to get done. So I wrote it in my phone. And then 6 months later, I was like, hey, remember you said you have to risk people buying things for themselves. But it's just, that's just using context. It also spreads out money. Because how many people, you don't buy Christmas presents all year long. And then like middle of November hits. And all of a sudden you have 6 weeks.
100% me. That's
then you have 6 weeks to buy everybody the Christmas presents you want. When you could be spreading that out in little amounts all year long. And so I think it just would give you more, like, I love holiday shopping. I love Christmas shopping. But doing it this way, you make sure people get what they want. People tell you what they want. And if you observe people, throughout the year, you'll see what they would like. And then it just makes the holidays less stressful. You can still shop in the holidays. You're not going to buy everything all year long. But if you just spread it out little by little over the months, by the time the holidays come, you can go to the mall and enjoy shopping and have fun. And you can pick out things that might be more fun presents rather than like necessities, because you already got those. Tip, have a good hiding spot. You don't want to hide a good Christmas present poorly and then have it be found when it's June. So make sure you have a spot where you want to put it. Make sure nobody knows to check your list on your phone. But this is my personal advice.
I have a little story.
Yeah,
that might kind of mess with that.
Okay.
So when it was Stephanie's birthday one year,
yes,
we saw this commercial for something that I had already gotten her.
Oh, okay.
And she's like, I just want this. I'm gonna go on Amazon. I'm gonna buy this. I'm like, no, well, hold up. Your birthday's like a month out. Why don't you just chill? And she's like, no, I really want it. No one's gonna get me this. That's stupid. I'm not gonna say what it was. But she's like, I'm just gonna buy it. And I was like, don't buy it, please. And she's like, why? I'm like, don't buy it. And she's like, I'm gonna buy it. I'm like, go in the closet, go pull it out right now.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, what? You bought it for me? I'm like, yeah, dude, I paid attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But see, you got points for paying attention. Regardless.
Yeah, no, she was thrilled that she got it, but it was like a month early and I had to buy something else.
Yeah, well, it's just like, that's why sometimes it's better to pay attention to things people want rather than need. If somebody really needs something, they'll probably end up getting it for themselves.
Oh, it was not a necessity.
Or it's also good if you're like in person walking around and you see them pick up something or look at something like, oh, I would like that, but they're not going to get it now or they're not going to remember when they come back. I do that all the time. So, yeah, that's the advice. Rambo Last Blood. Bleh. It was a good fucking movie. It was actually good.
It was so much better than I thought it was going to be.
Again, this is the second time we were in the movie theater completely alone.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is the second time you've had that phenomenon happen to you.
Yeah, back to back. It's nuts. But, like, it wasn't prime time. I was like, all right, let's catch a 5:15 movie. Let's get this out of the way. Let's get it over with. I remember specifically when the lights dimmed and the previews were over and it was starting, I looked over at Charlie and I said, I think I'd rather watch Door again.
Yeah.
So wrong. So very wrong.
It was so much fun.
Yeah, like, was it a good movie? We'll get there. But was it fun?
Yes. It was absolutely fun.
Let's get into this.
Plot.
Alright, so I was engaged. I liked the Let me say this, and I haven't seen any Rambos.
No, I haven't either.
I'm not a Sylvester Stallone buff. I have no problem with him as a person or an actor, as long as there's subtitles. Like, it got better, but there was a point at the beginning of the movie where me and Charlie were like, he was like, hey, I'm saying what I'm saying.
I was like, is he speaking English? Or?
Like, please, we're the only ones in here. I was like, hey, can we get subtitles on this?
Well, also the lady was like speaking like Spanglish too. I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
I'm saying, she's like, dude, you're not, if you're talking about the plot right now. But anyway, I have no Rambo experience, so I was going into this completely fresh. But I like the old man. It's a revenge story. We won't give anything away. It's a revenge story. And it's just like all like this gang of people that clearly don't know who Rambo is, like me, and don't take him seriously. And then it's just this old dude kicking ass. It had almost like a Gran Torino feel to it to me.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Right?
Yeah.
And I like that.
I had another scenario for plot. It might give away too much. I don't know. You tell me after I say it.
They all die.
So it was like Taken, and then halfway through Home Alone.
Yes. Yeah, that was one of the things I remember saying. Like,
yeah.
You mentioned the Taken thing, and I was like, yes. But there's a point in the middle to the, middle end, like third act for sure, where I'm like, this is adult, demented Home Alone.
Yeah.
And I was there for every minute of it. I was like, let's do it. Like, this is nuts. And I gotta give the film some credit. They took some bold choices.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna obviously go, I mean, I could, because you guys are not going to go see this movie.
You might. I don't know. It's fun.
No, Charlie.
It's a really fun movie. I don't know.
Listen, if you guys tell me, I was planning on seeing it, no, you weren't. And we can't convince you to see it. You guys are not going to see this movie. But it was fun. Still not going to spoil it, but there were some bold choices that they did where I looked up, I was like, wow, I can't believe that's the way it's going. But I respected that decision.
Yeah, for sure. I know exactly what you're talking about. For sure. What do you give a plot? Are you ready to give it a score?
Yeah. I'm ashamed to do this, but I'm gonna be genuine. I'm gonna be honest. I don't want to play critic. You know what I mean? I don't want to be like, I actually liked it, but then be like, but I gotta be taken seriously. So I'm like, oh, I'm a little snooty. I give it a 2 because it wasn't intriguing enough. I give it a 4, dude.
Yeah.
I was engaged. It was fun. I love when people don't take a badass seriously in a movie, like whether it's Tom Cruise or whether it's Sylvester Stallone. When like you got the cocky group of people not take him seriously, and then he just kicks some ass. And the Home Alone thing, I really liked the plot.
I gave it a 3.
Yeah,
think
that's fair.
I think it drove it to where it needed to be. It wasn't the best plot. I feel like it's been done.
Oh yeah, you could call it. I did. Remember the bracelet thing, and that's not getting too much. But I'm like, hey, I bet he's gonna see she has the bracelet, and then she puts her hand. You know, it's like, okay, we all saw that coming.
It was a little predictable, but it was still fun. So I give it a 3. I thought
all right. So with plot, we are currently at 7.
Pacing.
The pacing. Pacing, it might be my highest score. I thought there were like little moments where it was like a little slow, like a little like exposition-y, plot heavy that were like didn't move right. But other than that, everything the movie moved at a very fast, engaging pace. I thought it was fun. It was great. I keep saying it's fun, but
that's a good way to put the movie, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I agree. There were 2 moments at the very, very, very beginning of the movie because, but also like, I think the first 10 minutes of this movie is probably like, you know, this character. This is nostalgia. Like, just soak it in. This is this character that you grew up with. For me, I'm like,
I've never seen any of this.
He's got a horse in a circle.
That was so fun.
Yeah, he's just whipping this horse around, and his daughter wants to, or this girl that I don't know his relation to him wants to have a party. I'm like, I don't know what's happening. So there was the first beginning, which I give credit for, because the movie was intended for people who grew up with the series, I imagine.
Absolutely.
And then there was a part at the beginning of Act 2, when the recovery period, where I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But I mean,
there was a part for me, like the third, where he's like trying to get help from the lady.
Right.
And I'm like, that can move a little faster.
So, but in terms of pacing, it was an action movie. It was engaging. It was about a little over an hour and a half, which I give it credit for that. It didn't try to be longer than it needed to be.
I actually really appreciate that.
I did too. We checked the runtime before we were like, oh god, how long is this? Because when I saw Dora, I could not believe it. I was like, holy shit! But with this movie, it was fast paced. It moved fast enough that there was no point where you were gonna be kind of like having downtime or worrying about anything, and it just shifted moments. Like it would hit that arc. And then we move to the next one. And then you hit that and close that, and you move to the next one. Then you could see what was coming. But that's going back to plot for just a second. There was a moment where we knew what was going to happen, but I didn't know how we were going to get there with the Home Alone thing. I was like, well, how are they going to... And then when it went into that, I was like, okay, I like what they did. I like where they're going. Every scene had direction.
Yeah, it was surprisingly well thought out.
Yeah. It was just... The pacing was done well. If you like action... you're not going to get bored for the majority of this movie.
What'd you score it?
I gave it a 4.
I gave it a 4 as well.
Okay, that's an 8 for pacing.
Again, surprisingly well.
And total right now of 15.
Wow.
Acting.
Okay, so here's where we come back to Earth. The plot was fun. The pacing was good. It was fast. And now it's like, okay, yeah, it's a Rambo movie. Like, I don't want to take this from you because you said this to me earlier, so I'm gonna let you have this.
Oh, okay.
But the character that I think had the best acting, beside obviously Sylvester Stallone, is the focus of the movie, and he did fine.
Yeah,
like he did fine. But everyone else, it was just kind of like, I can't imagine who had the hardest role, like who had to really find himself for this movie. It's like, But before I go into further that, just tell what you were telling me earlier about where you thought the best acting came into
so I
play.
think the best acting was where this daughter substitute talks to her real father.
Yeah.
And the father has this switch, and it's undoubtedly the best acting in the whole movie.
It was a little unnerving to me.
Yeah.
It's like when somebody starts out really like, oh yeah, peaceful, like, oh yeah, I understand, yeah, and then all of a sudden they just turn cold as ice, like, no, this is why it is, and this is the way it's gonna be, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's like, damn, like that came out of nowhere, and it's like, and I obviously we're not on cinematography yet, but like he stepped from the light into the shadows when he did that, and I was like, all right, I see.
He was so built up at the beginning. They're telling you how terrible he is, and then you get to that part, and you're like, oh, he's not that. Oh my god,
yeah, he's the devil.
Yeah,
he's the devil. Yeah, I mean, like, the bad guys,
I mean, they had fun with it.
How much acting is it when you're getting, like, you know, obviously, you guys know this is action movie. You know there's death. How much, like, I'm dead. My leg, my body, my head, my heart. Yeah. Like, it's like, yeah, okay. And it's, I guess, relatively a small cast outside of, like, just random members that are dying. Like, the people that actually have speaking roles that you even remotely care about is few and far between.
Well, I think like 5.
If that. Well,
maybe
yeah, probably
6.
5 or 6, yeah. And it's mostly just, you know, Sylvester Stallone. And there's only so much you can get. I mean, like, it's just him kicking ass.
Yeah.
So, I gave the acting a 2.
Give the acting a 1.
Okay. So, 3 on acting for a current total of 18.
Cinematography.
The cinematography was actually, I think the cinematography had some actually really beautiful moments. And it also had some really terrible moments.
All right, give me a beautiful, give me a terrible.
Where he's standing on the hill and you can see like the blood red sun kind of setting and it like goes into his face. I'm like, that's actually really nice.
Yeah.
It's actually a really nice turn, and also the shadowing on his face is really nice. And then like the terrible moments, like, oh, I know, the bow shot of the horse. I'm like, that's so stupid.
Yeah.
That's so dumb.
Definitely had a budget.
Yeah.
This movie had a budget because there were some wide shots they did backing up. Maybe I just have no idea or grasp what goes into a movie like this, but it seems like they had a budget. There were some shots, and it seemed consistent during dialogue. They loved zooming in on the faces.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Like when the characters were talking, you couldn't like see their head. It was like their forehead to their bottom lip and their cheeks taking up the whole screen. I'm like, did we gotta be this close? And then there'd be some shots where it's like a car was driving up and it was intense, and then they just did this quick zoom into it. And it's like, damn, like I don't need to be right next to him. Like, give us some space. We're the only ones in this movie theater.
There's like a jump shot of like a guy running, and then like quick turn, he's dead. It was crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, like the tunnel?
Yes.
Yeah.
I will say they did some really cool shots with the killing scenes.
Oh yeah, those were fantastic. I actually really appreciated that.
Yeah, like the ending when the climax and, you know, everything's intense. Like, there are a lot of deaths, and they don't hold back. They're actually there's one thing that happened early on that the collarbone,
that was awesome.
I'm just like, he's trying to get information from this dude, and he just like shoves his hand into his skin and breaks his collar. Like, the fuck.
Actually, that was the moment where I think we both got on board.
Yeah. I was like, all right. If you guys are gonna take it this seriously, I am right there with you. Because it was, I thought he was killing him.
I did too.
I'm like, you're trying to get information from this dude. Because I couldn't tell at first where he was sticking his hand.
I know. I was like, is he bleeding from his finger?
He was on some Indiana Jones and Temple of Doom shit. Like sticking his hand in the dude's. I'm like,
that's
what the fuck?
Crazy.
I got to say this, though.
Yeah.
Because I'm filing this under cinematography. I already applauded them for a bold choice. This was a choice. There might be more to it than what we know. There's a character, a moment of adversity that you are anticipating for over probably a half hour, 45 minutes. You are anticipating Rambo's battle with this character, and you don't see it. It happens off screen.
Mm-hmm.
It cuts to the next day.
Yeah. Like,
you see it, they line it up, you can see that Rambo's about to do his thing, and then boom, next day, and the news are out there. And I'm like, wait a minute. You emotionally invested us in this adversity, this conflict between Rambo and this character. We want to see it happen. It's a revenge movie. And then you cut to the next day and reporters and other people finding the body. And I get there's suspense with the body. Like, I get that. And we were talking earlier, maybe there was a conflict with the actor scheduling or runtime.
I think there's like a director's cut or for some reason we bought the movie and saw the extended features, it would be in there.
It felt like a stylistic choice, though. It did. I might be giving benefit of the doubt with like other things.
Yeah.
But I felt cheated in that moment. And like specifically in that moment, I turned to Charlie. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Like maybe I'm demented for wanting to see it,
No,
but I wanted to see the conflict.
There's one more shot I wanted to mention before we move on.
Yes.
In the beginning, like you mentioned, we've never seen any of the Rambos.
Yeah, any of them.
I
don't know how many there are. I don't know when the last one came out.
6? I don't know. I don't
know
know
idea.
Anything. But it pushed. I know that he uses a bow in like one of the older ones.
That's probably when he fights Apollo Creed.
So it did like a slow push in on specific weapons.
Yeah.
And I think we were supposed to know what that was, and that was cinematography, kind of like doing like a like a wink and nod, kind of like. And you know what that
Did you like that?
I did.
If it meant.
If I knew what it was, I'm like, oh, that's the thing.
Actually, let's put it to the people. Or we'll do fact check maybe.
Yeah.
But if you guys have seen Rambo, which you haven't, but if you've seen any other ones, which you may have, if you watch this movie, let us know if those are nods to previous movies, because we didn't know. Mm-hmm. But that'd be actually really cool if it was. Like they zoom in on this unique looking knife. I'm like, oh my god, that's from Rambo 2.
That's when he took out the tongue.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So what did you score?
3.
I scored a 2.
Okay. So that's 5, and we are at 23.
Dialogue.
Yeah, this next one is in dialogue. We're going to talk about the dialogue and Sylvester Stallone.
So the next section is dialogue. I didn't think a lot of the lines were like super like memorable. They weren't presented well. That's acting, but they weren't like good lines, and they had like super intense like cuts. I'm thinking specifically that one, the friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
the only line that jumps out at me, or I can even remember, is when the friend asks the girl if she's a virgin, which now we know how that comes into play.
Yeah.
That literally is the only line I can remember.
That told a little foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the only thing I can think of. Like, I can't think of like another line. Oh, no, you know, when he told the one girl, he was like, fuck off.
Yeah.
That was pretty okay.
Good dialogue right there.
But I don't think it was really that. That wasn't the idea, the intention, though.
That I agree. This is a movie that didn't put effort in dialogue, and it didn't need the dialogue.
No, it was for the boomy shooties.
Yeah. It's action. It's about fighting. It's like there were no soliloquies. When Sylvester Stallone is your lead and he takes up 90% of the screen time, you probably aren't going to have any great monologues. Probably the most conversation he had was in the car on the drive home, and I'm just going to leave it there.
Yeah. I didn't even understand that.
No,
I was like, what is he saying?
No, it was fine. Like, it was a good moment. It was, it was what it was. And I appreciate it for that. They also kept doing this thing where it's like they would replay dialogue from earlier in the movie. And it's like, if they did it from the series, like if he said something really big in Rambo 2 and it somehow came back into play now, and they did that audio, like off screen voiceover, I'd be like, oh, that's cool. I wouldn't know what it was. I wouldn't have that connection to it emotionally, but I'd be like, that's cool. But what they kept doing, I think they did it like 2 or 3 times in this movie, is they did a audio callback to dialogue previously in the movie, and it's like, dude, I've been watching. I'm right here. This isn't a 3-hour movie. You're doing a callback to something verbally that happened like 30 minutes ago. Like, I was there. We were there together. I didn't need that. I didn't need it. But, stylistic choice. They're going to do what they want to do. I can't knock them. But it was just, for me, it was kind of like, okay. Like, but that's not what the movie was about.
Mm-hmm. No. So what'd you score it?
I give it a 2.
I give it a 2 as well.
Okay, so that's 4. So, Rambo, which was a fun time. It was a good fun time.
It was a good movie. Well, it was a fun movie.
I would call. I don't know if I'd say good. When your expectations are, I'd rather see Dora again, and then this movie happens.
Yeah.
And you're not bored. You're not tempted to check your phone.
And this was a punishment too for us.
Yeah, like, it could have been much worse.
Yeah, it could have been.
Like, I was so disappointed when we didn't get to see Joker and we had to see Rambo instead. I think, which had like a 27% of Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, it's a really good consolation prize.
Yeah, it's not an artsy movie. It's not going to win any awards. No. But if you're a couple bros talking about dude stuff and you want to go see a movie with your bro and have one seat between you, like the urinal rule, it's fine. It was fine. It was fine. I think fine. This must be come see come. It's come see come saw. I'm just gonna say that. I'll fact check myself later. Yeah, I'm gonna blind into the darkness say
right.
come see come saw. So that is Rambo, Last Blood.
So thank you so much for listening to this episode. I recommend seeing Rambo. I thought it was a lot of fun. I think it's not a great movie, but it's worth $1.
Yeah, or $6. I tweeted about it as soon as I saw it. I couldn't believe it. I was like, I can't believe it. But this, like, Rambo, I had a good time.
I texted Stephanie as soon as we left. Matt, actually. I got him confused.
Same thing.
But I texted and I was like, this is 100 times better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, if this was Jeremy Johns, it'd be a good time, no alcohol required. But yeah, so I'm in Arizona right now. It's warm. It's nice. You guys are in Ohio, maybe. Sorry. Next week, we have an interview with another local podcast.
Ooh, that's exciting.
I know. We're shifting away. We love musicians and we love Italian restaurants, but we're moving away from them for the time being. So I'm just going to say this now. We'll probably post about it. If there's any restaurants, Cleveland, Akron, Youngstown, Canton area, let us know because we want to try them. But if they're Italian, we don't want to try them yet. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. Share the content.
5 stars and reviews. That's super important, I guess. I've heard that's important through other podcasts.
Yep. iTunes would be wonderful. Follow us on Instagram. We're making the biggest push there. If you can only choose one place, Instagram would be amazing. We also host on Podbean, and you can follow us there. Any way that you can find out immediately, get that, subscribe.
We're also on Stitcher and Spotify.
And Google Play.
We're
everywhere.
We're on lots of
places. We're still on SoundCloud. You have no excuse.
There's lots of places to listen to us talk.
But anyways, thank you guys so much for listening, and this is The Segue.
Best thing to happen to you on Thursday.
Here's Matt. I love you, Matt.